In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front upper rearward control arm on this Audi S4. This is going to be behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. Before you start this job, you want to have a new bolt because most of the time these bolts will get corroded and get frozen or stuck into the knuckle, and it's going to end up breaking. You're going to have to cut it out or drill it out. So get a bolt before you even start. In the trunk, you need to lift up on this cover right here. There's a little handle that will hold that out of the way. On the left side of the spare tire, you're going to grab this toolbox. If you lift the handle, then you can pull it up. Open this up. It's just a couple levers. And then you're looking for this key. Grab this key. Now, using the key, in the center cap there is a little hole. Just find that hole. Then you can pull the center cap off. Using a 17mm socket, we're going to take the lug bolts off. Before I take the last one off, I'm just going to hold the wheel, prevent it from falling. Then grab the wheel and pull it off. We're going to loosen up this nut and bolt. You want to put a 16mm socket or wrench on that side and then 16mm wrench on this side. I'm just going to use a pipe just to loosen this up first. And just loosen up the nut. Now with the 16mm socket, loosen this up. Our bolt is a little corroded in there, so we're going to use some rust penetrant and let it soak. Now I'm just going to loosen up the nut. I just want to get it as close to the end as possible. Right there is good. Now I'm going to use an air hammer. You could try using a punch and a hammer and see if you can tap it out a little bit. We just turned the wheel to the right just to give us a little bit more room in here. And we're just going to use an air hammer. Just give it a tap, see if we can get it to budge a little bit. Take this nut off. And we did soak this down with rust penetrant, but as you can see, as I twist right here, it's not twisting over here. The bolt's going to end up breaking. There we go. If your bolt was freely moving and you were able to get it out, you're going to pop it out this way. It's just going to slide out. For us, we're going to have to drill this out, pop it out another way. I was able to get the bolt out. I had to drill about halfway through and then I was able to pull it out further this way. And we have a new nut and bolt. Now we can separate the ball joint, this upper ball joint, from the knuckle. I'm just going to use a pry bar, just pry this out a little bit. And you just want to hammer up the ball joint. If you want to use a punch or even an air chisel, try to push it up that way. There we go. Just try to prop that up. There's different tools you can use to try to get this to loosen up. I'm just going to use a chisel just to widen this. Just widen the gap a little bit. Not too much because you don't want to break the knuckle. And just use a pry bar and just pry the arm up, get the ball joint out. There we go. You can pull the chisel off. Now we're going to loosen up the bolt and nut back here. Before we do that, you just want to take a measurement of where the arm is, because when you go to tighten that down and torque it, you're going to want to put it in the same location. So you can take a socket and just measure right here, see if it fits. For us, it's about a 10mm socket. So when we go to tighten that, we'll have the arm in that location with a socket there. Tighten that down. That way you're not going to damage the bushing over time. It's not going to wear the bushing out that fast. You want it to tighten it down at ride height as close as possible. So this is going to get you there. Now, using a 16mm wrench, I'm going to loosen up the nut. And if the bolt starts spinning, you want to get a 16mm wrench on there as well. You can use a ratchet wrench if you want. Make it a little easier. I just have a ratchet wrench on the nut side and just a 16mm wrench on the bolt side. Just get that off. Now pull the nut off. Take that off. You can move the bolt, and you can see that the bolt is actually hitting the body of the vehicle. So we're going to have to lower this down. If your bolt comes out, then you can skip the next step. Now we're going to take off this cowl cover, pull that back, pull that off. There's a little cover right here. I'm just going to take a straight blade screwdriver, just get underneath it. This one's a little bit rotted away, so it's just kind of disintegrating. Pull that off or break that out of the way. You can see there's 3 bolts, one over here, one here, and there's one in the back there. Now those are attached to the top bracket of the strut tower. What you want to do is we're going to loosen those up and drop it down just enough so that we can sneak that bolt out. We don't have to drop the whole strut assembly out just to do that one bolt. To access this bolt right here, we have to move the reservoir. So we're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver, take this screw out. Pull that out. Just grab the reservoir, pick it up in the front, just tip it up a little bit, and just pull it out of the way. We're just going to leave it there. Then we don't have to disconnect any hoses, and we can access that bolt nice and easy. Now using a 16mm socket, loosen that up. Just go to there. Same on this one. I'm not going to take the bolt out completely unless we need to. And right there, loosen that up. I'll just use a pry bar, just pry this down. You can see that bolt slides right out. And pull the arm right out. Take the new arm, slide that in position. Then you want to replace the bolt. Just get the pry bar back in there. Pry that down. There we go. Bolt's in. And that's started. That's good. We'll tighten that up after. Just wiggle that a little bit. And we'll tighten those bolts down up top. Now we'll tighten these down. Just get those to line up and snug them down. And down there. Now we're going to torque these bolts to 55 foot-pounds. That's good. And if the cap didn't break when you took that off, you want to put that cap back on. Now take the coolant reservoir, get the clips lined up in the back, lift up the front, line that up. That's good. And take the bracket, line this up. Snug that down. And take the cowl cover, that lined up in the back. Push push that in place. And just push it down. Now we want to tighten this up how it was when it came apart. So take that socket, get that lined up, and then we'll tighten that up. We get the ratchet wrench on one side, the other wrench, and tighten that up. Now if you can get a torque wrench in here and torque this nut and bolt, you want to torque this to 37 foot-pounds and then go an additional 90 degrees. It's not that easy. Do the best you can. We're just going to tighten it down. That's about 37 and then 90 degrees. All right, that's good. Take the ratchet wrench off and you can remove the socket. Now take your pry bar and just get underneath here. I'm just going to pry this ball joint into the knuckle. Just get that lined up. You might have to make adjustments. There we go. Just push that in place. Put the bolt in. Put your new bolt in. And nut. Get that started. Now we're going to torque this nut and bolt to 33 foot-pounds. That's good. Now take the wheel, line it up. It's lined up. Take the lug bolt, get that started. Snug that down. Get those all started. And snug these down. Now I'm going to torque the lug bolts to 90 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. It's good. Take the center cap. It only goes on one way. You can see on the back side there's a picture of a valve stem. You want that lined up with the valve stem. Lock it down. After you're done, take the key, close up the toolbox, slide it in place, push down the handle, take the cover off, and push it in place. Now that you've replaced your control arm, you can bring the vehicle to a local shop to have it aligned so you don't have premature tire wear.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.